Hello, everybody. So seems that we are live. So thank you, everybody, for joining this stream. Hello, Darius. Hello, Lily. How you doing?
We're doing
GM, GM.
absolutely fantastic. Yeah, it's super cool to be on the call.
Sorry, Lily, what did you say? I think we got overlap.
Oh, sorry, I said we're doing absolutely fantastic. It's great to be on the stream.
Oh, it's a pleasure for us that you can be sharing the space based on the announcement that we have for today. Well, first of all, thank you everybody for joining. I'm Alan. I has been working on Metapulse since launchment. I'm part of the Node Runners team that is in charge of supporting the launchment of new nodes in the different networks where we are active. So, well, I think that it's worth that you can introduce yourself just to be aware of who you are. So, Lily, do you want to start introducing yourself?
Of course. Hi, my name is Lily. I am the head of enterprise solutions here at Cherry Servers. I help our customers build, deploy, and manage their Web3 infrastructure on our platform.
Fantastic. Darius, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi. It's super great to be here. And I'm Darius. I work with Web3 partnerships and, yeah, all kinds of Web3 projects.
Awesome. Just to have a quick recap, Metapool and Cherry Servers meet each other on the past year on the Staking Summit. So since then, we have been working on collaborating to make a better experience for everybody to join different networks to start running nodes. So for all the people that is joining this stream, I have an announcement. We are going to make a giveaway at the end of this stream. So there are a couple of simple steps that everybody have to follow in order to be considered for this for this giveaway. So you have to post a quote retweet of the live stream, including a screenshot showing that that you are listening live, along with the near wallet address that you have. So that will consider you for participating on this giveaway for 15 USDT. So take that in mind in case that you're hearing this live stream and participate on this giveaway. The winner will be announced once the live stream concludes, so that it will select a random participant and publicly announce him or her at the end of the announcement. So uh, I think that we are going to make a quick recap about what we are talking about. Right now, we have gathered together because we are announcing Node Studio Program number 3. Node Studio Program is an opportunity made with Metapool along with Near Foundation in order to be part of a Near Protocol network. What does this mean? That you can start running a validator inside of the network, and we designed a software called Node Studio that makes this very easy to join a network. So we have been on this business for a couple of years. So when we started running a node was more complex. You need to have a DevOps team. You need to have a lot of tokens that was economically unviable. Even on Near Foundation, there were limitations on how many people were able to join, or how many nodes were able to join. So that causes limitations in order that even if you have the money, you have the team, not everybody can join inside of the network. So at this point, we open the map and we make more people in order to participate. This is our third program. We have a Node Studio program number 1, Node Studio program number 2, and Node Studio program number 3 is now with an open call for people to join. So there are more than 300 validators that are running inside of the Metapool infrastructure. So right now, just to consider a number, there are around 390 validators that are running inside of NIR, and that means that we are making the major amount of operations on it. So probably one of the questions that we have for all our audience is not the studio for you, is not the studio for your organization or the project that you're running. So having this in mind, you need to have like a clear set of points. Running a validator helps you to support the decentralization that is in the network that you are participating. So basically, you have a commitment when you are taking part of an ecosystem to also start supporting the decentralization that you have. This helps you to build a public track record as an operator. I think that this is one of the most attractive things that you have. That you are you are. It's not that. Sorry, what I want to say is that you are not only saying that you are participating on NIR protocol or in any other ecosystem. Now you are part of that ecosystem because you are supporting the infrastructure that is inside of this network. You are having a validator. You are making management of BPS of a virtual machine that is processing transactions inside of the network. And also you are becoming part of a staking business model where you can start offering people to start delegating inside of your validator and you can start earning staking rewards. So I think this is a good first step for everybody. So if you are willing to join the net ecosystem, it's a good opportunity to start contributing to net. Also, if you are on the staking in business, it's a good opportunity to start opening to new networks. And also, I think this is aligned if you are willing to become part of the AI/Web3 wave that we are facing on this year. And NIR protocol on itself is pushed to be the AI for the blockchain for AI. So this is like a couple of pieces that are mashing together in case that you are in case that you are interested to participate. Probably there are some moments where this is not for you. If you are looking for fast yield or delegation, this is probably not your business. Always staking is a long commitment, a long time commitment in business. So you start making increase your delegation, and you start taking it for months or years that you will be part of it. If you don't want public accountability, in case that you don't want how many people is participating inside of your validator, we have, and that's a point. We have people that is anonymously participating on the network. But right now, what we are looking is to have people that is publicly supporting the NIR ecosystem, and that's what we are what we are looking for. Also, no studio program is a competition. So this competition allows people to start earning rewards every quarter based on the contributions that they are making inside of this competition. But if you are not able to support or having a commitment inside of this competition, I think this is also not an opportunity for you. In any ways, I think we have a good fit for many organizations. I mean, that's why we have success on Node Studio Program 1 and Node Studio Program 2 that we are launching Node Studio Program number 3. That's the reason why we are right now here, because the success on past programs has reflected that we need more people to start participating. So just for opening more the conversation, we have virtual machine providers that has been part of this process to onboard new validators inside of the Node Studio programs that we have. We are very happy that shared servers also take a place on this. So I want to share the microphone with also our guests. So probably I don't know who want to take this question. If somebody can also tell to us who Share Reserver is, what do you do? So who want to take this?
Yeah, I can take that. So Cherry Servers, we're a European cloud hosting company, and we've been around for a little over 20 years at this point. We pivoted kind of within the past 5 or so years to focus a little bit more on the Web3 market. and kind of embracing decentralization in that space. We have been working really hard on building a super reliable infrastructure for node operators, and have been pretty successful at that, I would say. Um, we have been rapidly expanding the capabilities of our VM platform. And we are really excited to work with Metapool, since it's a very large kind of consumer of our VM platform overall. So we're super happy about that.
Okay, Lily, you mentioned something really interesting, and I wasn't aware of this. 20 years is a long time on the history, and uh, well, I was like thinking like, hey, this is a new Web3 company that appeared when everything was needing virtual machines for nodes. But since this is not your case, so probably you think can tell us why moving from traditional web servers or traditional machines to be focused on Web3. Why did you take that decision on the middle?
So it's kind of our belief that any infrastructure provider can be a Web3 infrastructure provider. Although that being said, there are things that infrastructure providers can do to kind of optimize for Web3 workloads. We kind of decided to make the change after seeing a lot of our customers just kind of naturally signing up to run Web3 workloads on us. Our main facility is in Lithuania, and there's not really that many data centers there, and there's not really that many cloud hosting providers there. And so it was a really good option, kind of in the earlier days of Solana, stuff like that, for people to run nodes that are, a little less centralized, right? Like they're not in kind of like the common locations. And we've just kind of been expanding from there. We have several locations within Europe. We have locations within APAC, and we have locations within the US. So our customers are able to deploy both Web3 and Web2 infrastructure within all of our locations super easily through our control panel.
Yeah, so I would just
Fantastic.
add that, yeah, it was kind of accidental at first, but then we intentionally started putting more and more effort into working and building for Web3. So yeah, just to add a bit of context here.
Yeah, but probably for the audience that is hearing us, it's important to mention something. Uh, when people started running nodes for proof of stake or mining or any other kind of service related to processing transactions on blockchains, there were one side of the industry that have like that they didn't matter really what happened on the servers. There were another side of the industry that were not able to support this kind of virtual machines. And I mean, well, you know better than me. There were limitations on some providers to start to support the even mining, proof of stake, or any other blockchain software running on their machines. And I probably this was because they really didn't understand what was happening inside. They mentioned blockchain. Somebody mentioned blockchain, and they captured the whole idea of blockchain was something that was I don't know overflowing their servers or something like that, and so they decided to quit that relationship. That was part of what we faced on this industry a couple of years ago. And it's nice to hear about companies that are focused on attending this side of the industry, that they are focused like making things easier, like focusing on virtual machines, that they understand what is happening in each different network, that they are looking for partners, as Sherry Servers is doing right now with us. So it's happy to hear that somebody like Sherry Servers have knowledge about what is happening on NIR protocol, what is happening on Solana, surely what is happening on Ethereum, and they can start providing all their services to support this kind of network. So I think that's why we have this match on this point. So based on this, I have one question that you, Tim, can answer to us. So why the hardware and the infrastructure quality matters inside of running nodes for blockchain? Do you have a point of view around that?
Yeah, definitely. I do just kind of want to quickly go over what you said before that, which was that there are hosting companies that tolerate Web3. There's hosting companies that ban Web3. A really big example of this was, I think, Hetzner killing Solana back in the early 2020s. If any viewers remember that one. And then there's companies that actively kind of support and embrace Web3, and I'd say that we're one of those. We support cryptocurrency payments. We have dedicated Web3 people on our team, like Darius. Our sales team is pretty experienced when it comes to running nodes. A lot of the time, we'll have customers ask, like, "Hey, I want to run a Near node," or "Hey, I want to run an Ethereum node," and our team is able to kind of recommend hardware based off of what type of node the customer's running. Our support team is also pretty well trained when it comes to dealing with crypto related support questions. Like if your node is running slowly or something like that, our support team is able to kind of look at that and be able to help a little bit more than a standard Web2 provider would be able to. When it comes to your question about like infrastructure quality, I mean, a big thing is just network, hardware, and the drives that you use. Web3 is peer-to-peer. What that means is that your server is talking to a bunch of different servers all over the world. That's how crypto works. That's why it's decentralized, and that's what makes it so great. This means that you have to have a very good network, since you're connecting to a bunch of different servers all over the world, and you might not even know where those servers are. It's really hard to optimize for that, and that's something we've been working on and putting a lot of effort into for the past couple of years. And I'd say that currently we have one of the lowest latency networks for Web3 on the market. We have been being really proactive about establishing private interconnects between different Web3 infrastructure providers. We're part of the 00 network. We recently got a private interconnect with all nodes in our Frankfurt data center, and you can read about both of those things on our blog. When it comes to the hardware, we always use the very best hardware for the given use cases. We kind of believe our customers shouldn't really have to worry about what type of hardware they're using, and so we handle all of that for the customer. We use Micron and Samsung NVMEs. We use high endurance data center NVMEs that can handle sustained writes. And we give all of our customers 10 gigabit internet connectivity, which can handle kind of like large spikes in network traffic. When it comes to our VM lineup, which is kind of more relevant to what Metapool is doing, we actually recently made an update on our VM platform. We doubled the disk I/O that our customers are able to get, and we tripled their network bandwidth. This has been done for free. If you have a VM with us already, you can reinstall it through the panel, and the changes will apply. If you're buying a new VM, it's applied by default.
Okay, fantastic, and well, I probably have a decent interesting question. You have like a long experience on many parts of the virtual machines industry and the servers industry. You have history, you have past, you have presence on Web3, you have presence on major blockchain networks. So why choosing or why accepting to collaborate with us at Metapool to support NIR protocol on onboarding new validators? I mean, your participation is providing the servers, but still, you since the first talk since the first time that we talk, you has been very supportive for making this collaboration possible. So why why opting for NIR protocol to start supporting their validators?
We think that the crypto market overall is, sort of like an ocean, and we think that a rising tide lifts all ships. We support a lot of different chains, and your protocol is super interesting to us personally, since it really kind of shows more use case for our virtual machine products. A lot of the larger chains are using our bare metal product, which is something that we've been, perfecting over the past 20 years. But the VMs are a little bit newer. They're around 5 to 10 years old, so like quote unquote new. But it's been really interesting, kind of seeing our VM platform grow and making improvements and changes based on what Metapool is doing. One of the reasons why we upgraded the server resources that we provide was actually because of Metapool. And so, kind of having a close partnership with people who are experienced with running nodes at scale, and especially with running nodes on virtual machines at scale, really kind of helps us make the platform better for everybody, which has been super, super fun and a really interesting journey to go on.
Great to hear. We will come back in a couple of minutes just to talk more about like what is the specific experience that we have for nodes running on different virtual machines. So I think that's worth for the audience that is hearing us. Like, hey, I'm new. I'm not aware of how this does this work. I want to know like what is the previous experience of other people participating on running nodes, renting servers, etc. But let's come back in a couple of minutes on that. I want to take a space here in the middle to talk about how Node Studio program number 3 works. So we already heard that you can get your virtual machines, but we have a software called Node Studio. But what is Node Studio program? Node Studio program is in fact a program that can support organizations and projects to start running a node inside of NIR protocol. How does this work? You apply. We have a form that, Francisco, if you can help us to share this on the form where we are registering the participants for this program. If you can share that on a social network, will be really great. On this form, you share all your interest about how to about why you want to participate inside of Node Studio program number 3. Node Studio program number 3 make a review of your application. This includes what's your previous experience on Web3, why are you interested to run a node, what are your social networks, and we make a review of who you are in order to start assigning participants inside of Node Studio. Once that you are accepted, we have a talk and a conversation with you to start explaining all the details in case that this wasn't explicitly clear on how you can participate and what is your responsibility inside of participating. And after of that, if you accept all the terms, you start setting up your virtual machines and your validator in order to process transactions. This is where providers like shared servers take place, where you can opt to have shared servers to start using them as your virtual machine provider. You go to Node Studio. This is a very easy experience for everybody. And I mean really easy because on the past, always when we invited someone to participate as a node operator, you need to have an engineer making things on the machine to start running your node. Right now with Node Studio, what you only need is to have a clear process. You click a pair of buttons, you start setting up your account, and later you are done. That's how easy it is. So once that you have your validator, we provide to you a delegation on 40,000 tokens. And I think this is an economic support really interesting for everybody wanting to kick off on the staking business. 40,000 NIR tokens in delegation is almost $40,000 right now on value that you will have delegated inside of the video. So Francisco is telling me that we have a video, so we are well. Francisco is in the background, so in case that you don't know who Francisco is. Francisco is going to share a video about how you set up your validator. So well, let's wait a couple of minutes. So whenever you want, let's go.
Hi Metapooler, future node operator, welcome. In this tutorial, you'll learn step-by-step how to deploy your node using Cherry servers as the infrastructure sponsor for NSP3 and connect everything through Node Studio. Let's get started. Step 1. Create your account. First, register with our infrastructure partner, Cherry Servers. Now, complete your details and proceed with identity verification. It's quite simple. You can choose to log in using an account of your choice. Step 2. Complete KYC. Once registered, you'll need to complete the identity verification, KYC process. This is required to activate your account and rent servers. Step 3. Add funds to your project. After your identity is approved, go to your dashboard. When you created your account, a project was automatically generated. You now need to add funds to that project. We recommend depositing enough to cover at least the first month of the VPS. The recommended VPS costs $14.87 USD per month. Step 4. Generate your API key. Now go to Cherry Servers, COM API. Generate your API key and save it somewhere secure. You'll need this key in the next section inside Node Studio. Great job, Metapooler. Now let's head to Node Studio and bring your node to life. Step 1. Create your account, sign up using Google, or log in with your EVM wallet. Important. Your wallet does not need to have funds. It's only used for login authentication. Step 2. Go to Deploy. Click on Deploy and choose the recommended server configuration. Provider, Cherry Servers. Plan, 14.87 VPS. Location, Singapore. Make sure you select Singapore as indicated. Step 3. Enter your API key. Continue with the deployment process. You will be asked to enter the API key you generated earlier in Cherry Servers. Paste it carefully and proceed. Rent the server. Click it only once and wait. Step 5. Wait for provisioning. The deployment may take a few minutes. Your server will appear automatically once it's ready. Step 6. Allow updates to complete. After the server appears, wait around 10 minutes to allow all updates and background configurations to finish. Step 7. Claim your subdomain. Once everything is fully deployed, claim your subdomain as prompted on the page. You can simply follow the instructions displayed. Step 8. Complete installation. Finally, follow the step-by-step installation guide shown inside the platform. And that's it. You are now officially on your way to becoming a node operator. You're almost there. Create your pool using Meteor Wallet. It works perfectly. Have at least 5 NER ready to deploy your node. Amazing work, Metapooler. You're almost ready to power the network. Let the team know in your group that you're done, and we'll delegate.
Thank you, Francisco. Thank you for sharing this video. And I think it is, well, is to clarify the process is really straightforward. I mean, there are not much steps to be lost around how to set up your validator. And in any ways, all our team is in charge of giving support and, well, technical support to you in case that you are missing on some part. So around the pricing starts around $20 when you can start running your validator. So that's a good opportunity for anyone. So by $20 or less, you can be part of the NIR protocol ecosystem by supporting their transactions in order to be processed. So once that you have your validator running, what happens next? well, the first thing is we hope that all the validator is running well. Basically, in a couple of days or even in a couple of hours, you can be seeing that your validator is running well. After that, we have periodical checkups about how your validator and your participation on the Studio program is going. We look for consistency, basic performance, participation. Later, we work with you to have visibility, trust signals, and consistent involvement. And also on this second half of the program, that this program lasts for 12 months, we work for you for creating credibility over the time. So our interest is not to have just a validator that enters and leave. We want to build long-term relationships with the validators that are entering inside of the protocol ecosystem, and that they also have an understanding of how the staking business works and the staking process works. So you are able to have technical knowledge about what is happening. So in this way, you can have performance tracking. You can have incentives for when you are doing well inside of the ecosystem, and you can increase also your reputation and your visibility inside of a new network. So that is what we have right now. So based on all of this, I want like to focus on the pain points. I don't know how deep can you help us on this, Darius, Lily, about what are like the biggest challenge or issues that somebody willing to rent a server to run a node have. Do you have like some points here on mind of what is like the challenge that people that someone interested to run a node can have when renting a server? Like, what is your experience on this?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say the biggest one is probably securing your server. Cherry Servers doesn't really manage customer infrastructure on the OS level. Generally, we will install the OS, and most other things are up to the customer, although our support team is available if you do need something. But we found that a couple customers just continue to use the default root password. They continue to have password authentication on. And doing those things is a really good way to eventually get your node compromised at some point in time. We would always recommend generating a secure SSH key. There's several tutorials for this online, and I think there's also a couple on our blog. And enabling key-based authentication for all of your nodes. Some of our more institutional customers take it one step further and set up WireGuard tunnels and only have SSH listen over the WireGuard tunnels. So the SSH server isn't accessible over the public internet. I would honestly say that the main kind of pain points that we see a lot from our customers is just kind of around basic server administration, basic server hardening and stuff like that. And so I think that, kind of being more proactive about your node security really kind of helps you maintain the high levels of uptime that you need to be a well-behaved Metapool member.
Well, and I think this is a really important point to have in mind because proof of stake is like how we can call it an architecture about how security on blockchains can work, but each blockchain have a different way on how they implement a proof of stake. Ethereum have its way, Solana have its way, Near Protocol have its way, and even and I think it's really relevant to look for security on the servers. On the worst case scenario inside of Near or inside of any proof of stake network, there are two things that you have to consider. Who is handling the delegation and where are private keys stored? And the second one is slashing risk, that you are going to be paying like a tax or a fee in case that your validator is not working well inside of the network. More than that, on the worst case scenario, inside of Near Protocol, we have good news, because the slashing risk is not a real risk. There is no slashing risk inside of NIR. Basically, if you have low performance, you get kicked out of the network and you are basically not participating on it until you have your virtual machine working properly again. So there is no slashing risk. You don't lose tokens. So that's a good point. The second one is that inside of NIR protocols, all the staking pools work as non-custodial. So working as non-custodial implies that, for example, in our case, we can provide to you the 40,000 NIR tokens in delegation, and you will not have access to them. And this works well for security reasons. In case that you lost access to the validators, private keys, or in case that you lost access, or somebody, or you are compromised on the side that somebody else is having access to your setup of the validator, nobody more than the owner of these tokens is able to recover the tokens. So it's a delegated proof of stake network. So that's another point to consider. Just still, anyways, I always recommend that you have all your security measures taken in case that you are participating inside of any proof of stake network. But I think that's why also Node Studio program has been very successful, because you are receiving support from a network, and you are not having like the heavy weight of having a lot of money or a slashing risk or any other challenge that will put you in risk that, hey, if something goes wrong, I will have a debt of a lot of money, or I will lose access to all this money. So, or I will be having a slashing cost related to having a node. So yeah, I think that's well, I think was important to share in general that this was happening. So along with that, talking about specifically about share servers and the issues and challenges that are faced by people running nodes inside of Web3. What does share servers provide? Do you have like tooling for monitoring, for alerts, for incidents? I guess customer support. What if something is failing on with the participant or the node runners? How can Cherry Server support them?
So yeah, like I mentioned before, our support team is pretty used to dealing with crypto customers. We're pretty used to dealing with Metapool customers specifically. And so if you reach out to our support team about your Metapool server, you're going to get a response from someone who is competent in Web3 within like a minute or two. We really pride ourselves on our fast response time. When it comes to metrics, monitoring, stuff like that, we do by default install monitoring agents on all of our servers. We can, this is more if you use bare metal, but if you're having a disk that's kind of looking like it's about to fail or whatever, we can proactively reach out to you and be like, hey, this disk is looking unhealthy. We can schedule a window to swap it for you. But also customers can fully access that monitoring as well. If you go into our client portal, select your server, and then go to graphs, you're going to be able to see everything going on your VM. You'll be able to check for any like large resource spikes or something like that, and you're going to be able to see what processes are using the most resources. This is all really helpful if your node is running slowly and you don't really understand why. We have a lot of tooling in place to kind of empower the customer to be able to find out what's going on their server.
Got it. I mean, we have many of our participants are fresh new to anything related to making DevOps or SysOps inside of any machine. Node Studio make it we lower the barrier to entry in any of these, because you right now have a really friendly user interface where you can enter and start setting up everything. Thinking on this, on the people that is like doesn't have a really long experience, because probably one of our first tests that we had inside of Metapool was like putting our marketing team to start setting up nodes instead of going directly to the developer team. We take marketing team. So we had a success over there. All the marketing team were able to start setting up nodes, and I think this is like many of the people that is entering, probably organizations that didn't understand on the tech side how things were working, but they were interested to start contributing to the ecosystem. So I have like this question, like basic advices for these people that is freshly new uh, to enter this well, more to enter, to start managing servers for first time, probably on their life or in their on their web3 experience. So like some advice that you can give to them, like, or probably that you can tell them why no is not set it and forget. Like you need to be able to start to start monitoring what is happening. Like what kind of advices can you give to all these new people that is entering to start using servers with you?
Yeah, of course. I would say that the, kind of main advice is on our blog, we have a lot of different guides. These guides go over both how to set up nodes for, basically every blockchain, as well as just kind of basic Linux system administration. Um, I think that kind of learning the general commands of Linux will really help you overall. Kind of as you both manage your node and also maybe think about deploying other nodes. I think that in its current state, AI is decently helpful when it comes to if you just have like a question about like how do I do this? What's the best way to do this? Generally asking something like Claude will give you a pretty good kind of basis to go off of. I would mostly recommend, like I said before, you should really be securing your SSH on your servers. You should probably set up some form of external monitoring, and you should set up backups. We make backups really easy at Cherry. All of our VMs come with free backup storage. You can use that backup storage. It's in a different data center. So if something happens to the data center for whatever reason, you are able to restore from those backups and, kind of get your nodes back up and running a lot quicker than you would if you had to start everything from scratch. That's really all I'd recommend. Just kind of learn the basics, make sure that your server is secure. Set up SSH keys, set up fail2ban. If you want to be really fancy, you can set up Tailscale or something to tunnel your SSH traffic, and set up external monitoring as well. While we do offer monitoring, it is always best to kind of have monitoring from a different network, and that's where external monitoring becomes really useful. My personal recommendations are Hetrix Tools and Uptime Robot. You can also self-host an instance of Uptime Kuma if you would like, and you can do that on one of our VMs. That's that's what I do for the nodes I personally run on Cherry. Is I have the monitoring within a different Cherry location. So there's a lot of different options, and there's a lot of really good tools out there. I'd really recommend looking into it for 5 to 10 minutes before spinning up a node. It'll make your life a lot easier in the long run.
Yeah, and just to
Well,
add a couple of points here. So just be curious. Like if you are just starting this journey, be curious. Like you can find all the information online. Usually, what I experienced is that Web3 communities are really supportive and really helpful. You can go to Discord channels, to Telegram channels, ask all the questions you want to ask, and yeah, you can use ChatGPT and Claude, but you also can use like the general knowledge of the people who are in this space for longer than you. So definitely ask questions and be involved into communities.
well, all of these are good points. I mean, we have a lot of enthusiastic people joining this program, like people that probably was participating on the non-technical side of the industry, but right now they saw an opportunity and they had an interest to start participating inside of running a node. So yeah, I see, and probably this is the people that once that they are interested, they have this curiosity and they have like all of this information available. They also wants to get more. Like, hey, what is next? I already set up a validator. I already have the staking pool. I already have the monitoring tools. I have everything that I need. What is coming next? What I can do? What I can add? And that curiosity is always helpful to have people that have a long commitment inside of NIR protocol. So we have a couple of minutes if there is somebody that have a question. If somebody from the audience is interested to make a question, please send it to our social media and we will be able to start taking those questions from there. In case, well, let's give 1 or 2 minutes that we can have. What do we have? Yeah, we have a GM from Neil S. So well, thank you for the GM. I think we have covered really interesting points. We have been talking about what Node Studio is, how Shell Reserves is related, what Node Studio program is an opportunity for start having delegation inside of your validator. Also, we talk about points on how people that is new to running a server can start having a way inside of these new processes that they are taking. We talk about how Shell Servers is supporting the Web3 industry. So I think we have, it has been a really good conversation so far. Again, we have an opportunity open right now for everybody to start receiving 40,000 NIR tokens in delegation. So just to have an idea, the minimum amount that you need to start processing transactions inside of NIR is 10,000 NIR tokens. We provide to you 40,000 NIR tokens. There is a form, really simple to fill, that you can start filling right now in order to participate. We already have almost 100 submissions that from people that is interested to participate. And right now we have selected 10 validators that are right now running the node for Node Studio Program number 3. So I think this has been awesome in order that we have people already participating for this new program, along with the people that is participating on Node Studio Program number 2, along with the people that is participating on Node Studio Program number 1, along with the people that is participating on the Enterprise Node Operators program that we have, and all the programs that we have. We have had designed for supporting companies to get on board inside of Web3. So I think we don't have like a real question, but before wrapping up, I want to ask to the Shell Reservers team, do you have some last ideas or comments that you want to share to the audience?
Not really. I mean, I think we went over everything. My final piece of advice is that if someone asks you for your private key, you probably shouldn't give it to them. But you know, besides that, that's basically it.
Yeah, just go ahead and apply for the Node Studio, and yeah, let's start your journey in Web3 space. It could be awesome.
Well, yeah, Web3 is also it's always an experience. It's always an experience. There is no boring days on this industry. So thank you everybody for joining. Remember, you still have time to apply to the Node Studio program number 3 to receive these 40,000 NIR tokens in delegation and to become part of Web3 with the support of the NIR Foundation and the NIR Protocol Network. Thank you everybody. Remember, after this call, if you follow all the steps, you will be participating for the giveaway of 15 USDT. We will announce the winners on our social networks. Thank you, Shell Reservers teams. Thank you for joining. Thank you for supporting this program in order to be successful on the Web3 industry. So thank you, everybody, and see you soon. Have a good day, good night, or good evening. Have a good day.
Yeah, cheers.
Bye bye.